A mother thumbs a tiny Quran and wipes away a tear for her dead son. His sandy grave still fresh, a concrete block for a headstone. 19-year-old Mohanad al-Naji was a Hamas fighter. His mother Nadra snapped this photo as he posed with an M16 assault rifle. What are mothers supposed to tell their sons? Continue to live like animals? No, I told him we must live in dignity and win back our rights, she says. His parents say Mohanad was killed just over a week ago on the western outskirts of Gaza City as he prepared to ambush Israeli tanks. His boyhood friend and brother-in-arms, Ibrahim, lies close by. The tanks were nearby, and even though they were young fighters, they went to the front line to defend their country. But the drone discovered their position and hit them with a rocket, he says. His mother and father say they're sad, but honoured their son died fighting what they say was a holy war to defend Gaza. The final phrase on his mother's cell phone video vows never to forget. Hamas does not recognise Israel's right to exist. It describes rocket and suicide strikes on Israel as a resistance war. Israel, the United States and the European Union list Hamas as a terrorist faction, a tag his father rejects. He was a holy warrior. He was fighting to defend his country. He wasn't fighting abroad or in America, he says. It's a fight his mother fears will only be stoked by events of the last 3 weeks. What has Israel achieved with all this destruction? They've created a new generation that will fight against them more violently than the last, she says. Hamas officials claim they lost fewer than 50 fighters. They say most of the more than 1,200 dead were civilians. Israel denies deliberately targeting non-combatants. Whatever the reality, it's a lot of blood to wash clean at this Gaza morgue. For this family, a 10-day search has ended. They've just identified an uncle, Naim Eshtawi. He was a civilian whom they say was burned when a phosphorus shell exploded in the street. I couldn't identify him at first. We didn't recognize him. He's changed completely, he says. Hasty prayers and a last farewell at a mosque in Gaza's back streets. Then a final journey, shoulder high, between the closely packed graves. Even burying the dead's a struggle. Many of these small city cemeteries were filled years ago, but they're being reopened to receive the overwhelming number of casualties. Karl Penhaul, CNN, Gaza City.